Stay. 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 No, come on, stay. Hi, Nunkers. It's me, Nunk, obviously. And today's video, I'm forcing myself to talk about myself for an hour. No phone. Well, maybe phone later, but not now. N-U-N-K. Nice. Nice. No, let's go. Nepotism? No. Nice. Understanding. Nepotism. Kind. That's what makes me up. That's what makes up me. So, Nunk, why are you sitting in your car just not doing anything? I promise you I'm not driving. I'm bored, and I also don't want to go to school. I want to make money on YouTube. And so I'm going to make videos. Random, shitty videos, but one day they might just be wonderful. Me. I'm 21 years old. I don't have a lot going on in my life. Except school. But do you count school as going on? Yeah. So I have a lot going on in my life at school. I work out. I like reading. I'm very ADHD. My room's always messy. I try to make it... Why is it hot in here? I try to make it not messy, but, stuff happens. And I don't like cleaning up. Well, I don't like the act of starting something new. It always is weird and baffling to me how what's the word? How I don't want to start something new. I don't like starting new books. It takes me forever to get new books. I've been reading Dune for like a month. And I can only read like maybe 10 pages a day. But that's just like who I am. The only thing consistent in my life is the gym. And even that's very inconsistent. Fuck. I gotta move. Or maybe I don't have to. Yeah, I do. Turn up one. Stay. It won't stay. It stayed. And even that was kind of derailed a year plus ago. I got a herniated disc in my back, and I couldn't work out as much. And I used to look beautiful. Best way I'll put it. I was like 145 pounds. I could run like 10 miles without stopping. I'm not joking. I actually could. Slow. It was slow. It's not like a 5K pace, but I could still do it. 230 bench. I haven't tested that in a while. Like almost 400 squat. I had like a 315 deadlift. Pretty decent numbers, considering I'm like right now 160. If you couldn't tell, I got a little face fat. I'm kind of loving this. What else? I like movies. I have If you go back in my YouTube account, I have a bunch of random YouTube videos of me rating movies, and they all sucked. I liked the Spider-Man one because in the beginning I actually physically felt that anger that is portrayed in the video. And I liked the Supergirl one because there was a lot of birds in the clouds, if you get what I'm saying, when I did that. My Letterboxd top 4: Donnie Darko. What do you like about Donnie Darko, Nunk? That's the thing. I don't know. The first time I watched it, I did not watch the director's cut. Second time I watched it, I watched the director's cut. The first time I watched it, I didn't like it that much. And I went back to my teacher, and my teacher was saying, well, did you watch the director's cut of Donnie Darko? And I said, no, I didn't watch the director's cut of Donnie Darko. And he was like, here's an illegal website, and you can watch it for free. I was like, all right, thank you. And I watched it, and it made so much more sense about, like, time travel and how the old lady was helping him. I don't know. And then the second time I watched it was like the third time I'd ever taken an edible in my life. So maybe that helped, but I was like enthralled with this movie. And then you go over like YouTube videos about how everything in the movie's connected with tangent lines and shit. I had a great time like dissecting it, watching it multiple times, understanding it. Gotta get my protein. And I like Jake Gyllenhaal in it. Jesus. Maggie Gyllenhaal, who my friend pointed out. I watched it with my friend, and he gave it a 3 on Letterboxd. He's like, I don't understand why you love it so much. And I was like, I don't either. Please don't park next to me. Please don't park next to me. Please don't park next to me. They didn't park next to me. And let me tell you something. I'm not the biggest Donnie Darko fan in the world because I met a girl at a bar and she had the Frank bunny rabbit tattoo on her entire thigh. Ignore my teeth. Her entire thigh was Frank the bunny, just his head. And I can't talk to people normally. I was like, that's so easy. I walked up, was like, is that Frank the rabbit? And she was like, yeah. Do you like Donnie Darko? I said, I love Donnie Darko. She was like, not as much as me. I can tell. You know, I can tell because of your leg that you probably like Donnie Darko more than me. My second movie on my Letterboxd list, please, dog, please don't park next to me. Please don't park next to me. Are you an asshole if you have a Decepticon logo on your truck? Yeah. That guy had a Decepticon logo on his truck. How do I feel about that? I don't know. My second movie on my Letterboxd list, my favorite animated movie / superhero movie, The Incredibles. Perfect. I mean, there's nothing like wrong you'd say about it. They have one of the best villains. Jesus. Frozone's a badass. The entire Parr family is badass. Not hot, but they're like badass. I got this in Aldi. It's pretty good. It's not the 42 though. May he rest in peace, the 42. I don't drink those anymore because they're too unhealthy. This might be. Who knows? The thing about The Incredibles is that I don't know if it's my favorite Pixar movie. Because I like WALL-E. I love WALL-E. I like The Incredibles. I like Coco. I like Coco. I was never a fan of Toy Story. Never. Not once. I watched Toy Story 1. I was like, this is not great. I didn't like it. As a kid, I was like, I don't like it. And, you know, your parents just show you every single Disney movie because that's what parents are supposed to do, is show their kids Disney movies. Think about that. You know, Disney's got it down in terms of, like, always being there. You know, your kids, they want to go on vacation. Where do they want to go? They want to go to their favorite Peter Pan. Some kids, some adults like Peter Pan. They want to go to their favorite character's amusement park. They want to go Disney World. You know, and then this cycle just continues. You know, like, I'm going to show my kids, God willing, Disney movies. So many cars are passing me. I don't like it. I'm going to show my kid every Marvel movie. We're starting with Iron Man. And we're doing, let me see if I can do this. Iron Man 2, Thor The Dark World, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Captain America, the First Avenger, don't forget it. Captain America, Civil War, not in that order. I'm getting out of order. I wish I knew the whole order. Because, like, you know, the Incredible Hulk, no one cares about anymore. Edward Norton. How crazy would it be for Edward Norton to come back to the MCU? Because they're getting rid of Mark Ruffalo. I'm getting off on a tangent here. Like Donnie Darko. What I will say, when my kids are watching the Avenger movies and they get all the way up to, like, Infinity War, they watch Infinity War, and they're like, we have to watch Endgame next. No. You're waiting at least 3 months, and the only movie that you can watch in between that span is Captain Marvel. Because I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have the luxury of waiting, you know? I had to sit there and let it stew for a year. How are the Avengers going to beat Thanos with all 6 stones? And then they just fucking killed them all. Sorry. And then they just killed him off in like 15 minutes. No, I mean, spoiler alert, but who cares? First 15 minutes of the movie, shah, he's dead. What's the point, like, of all waiting for that long? And the Captain Marvel movie, ass. But my kids have to wait. This motherfucker. Gotta pretend like I'm on my phone. Here we go, Cubs. Shout out PCA, you know. MVP. My third movie on my Letterboxd. What is it? Raging Bull. I think it is. Yeah, it probably still is Raging Bull. And another tangent. All 4 movies that were previously on before I switched out like a week ago, they all had this black background, and it was cool because like all 4 movies like matched up. The 4th one was The Prestige, and I took it off. I'll talk about that later. But now we're talking about Raging Bull. And I watched it on an airplane the first time. I've seen it 3 times. The third time doesn't count. I can't tell you why. But the first time I watched it, I was a little disappointed. Because another fun fact about Nunk, I used to box. I had a 2-0 amateur boxing record. And then I got a herniated disc in my back. I'll tell you, I was doing something special before I got herniated disc. I mourn who I used to be. I was a beast. Raging Bull. I thought it was gonna be a boxing movie about how Ray Liotta, I think that's what it was. It Ray Liotta? About how this guy overcame the trials and tribulations like Rocky. I thought it was gonna be like Rocky. Just another average boxing movie. Like Southpaw or Rocky. God damn. Tony 5.5, 4. I might have to watch Tony. I watched Oppenheimer for the first time the other day. Yesterday. It was alright. So much talking. So much talking. Jake LaMotta. Jake LaMotta. Robert De Niro. And I thought it was going to be like how this guy rose above his trials and tribulations. He got the girl, the blonde, and how it would like elevate him to the championship where he would become the champion forever and ever and ever. And he would face more and more people, and it'd be super awesome. Like the opening scene of Raging Bull with the black and white, and he's fighting the guy, and the guy has like steam coming off of him. Wonderful. Beautiful. Beautifully shot. And then it cuts to away from boxing. And how Jake, his anger. There's so many ants in this car. I'll tell you that later, because I have to talk about that. And the movie, it wasn't a boxing movie. It was a movie about a man whose anger got the best of him. Who, in the ring, was this magical beast, but outside the ring, he couldn't be like that. He couldn't be the same person. So, I just love that. I like that movie. I wish I had more. I wish I was smarter in the way I talked, my dialect. Because I feel like I am smart-ish. Like I got a high score in the ACT. You won't know what. 34. And that was because I got a super score. I got a 35 in English. And my fourth, and recently added because I didn't want to add it, but now I think it's just so incredible. Hundreds of Beavers. Let me make sure you can't see my name. Hundreds of Beavers, this movie. Watched on May 5th. Get this. There's thousands, maybe even hundreds of beavers in this movie. And it was actually a really good movie for being a silent black and white film. First half of the movie, didn't like it. And I stuck through it. Well, the first half was cool, and then got kind of boring. Because I didn't know where it was going. I watched this on a whim. Randomly on one night on a whim. And the first kind of like 30 minutes in the movie were kind of boring. Like a lot of movies like this are. Black and white, no dialogue. The only recommendation of this movie I had was from a TikTok edit where a guy ripped the bones of a beaver out of its skin. And I was like, holy crap. That could be a good movie. It was nothing like... There was no graph. Ooh. What was it rated? Hold on. Was it rated G? Jesus. What was the movie Hundreds of Beavers rated?
Here's an answer from NHTI.
It was rated R. Really? That makes sense, actually. I mean, there wasn't like blood. There was no cuss words. What makes it R? There was like one scene with a woman who had no clothes on. But she had clothes on, but like scantily had clothes on. I mean, he murders a lot of beavers. Spoiler alert. He murders a lot of beavers. And it was really funny. Alright. Well, that's my Letterboxd top 4. Put it down below. What's yours? Why are you still watching this video? Time to get personal. I was adopted. And that plagues my mind daily. I love my family, my new family. New. And I know they love me. But, you know, sometimes I feel like a black swan, black sheep. I'm the only blonde, blue-eyed person in my family. Everyone else is Italian. They got that big, like, they got heart problems. I don't. They're all tall. I'm 5'8". They're all 6'8". They're all really good at sports. I'm not. I was decent. But, like, my one cousin, I have a couple that are the same age as me. I would start playing the sport, baseball. And I would be really good at it. And he would come in, and I'd never played it before, and he would leave me in the dust. I wanted to wrestle, and he started wrestling, and he just became a better wrestler. I started playing football, and he went to Peyton Manning's quarterback camp because he was that good. So it felt almost impossible to grow in the family and be the best. I have super hidden feelings in my heart that I want to be the best person in the world. Which is selfish, it's egotistic, it's narcissistic, I know, but I just have like a fire. And that's a little bit why I'm kind of nihilistic, in the sense that I know I can't be the greatest. No one in this world can truly be the greatest unless they're perfect, and no one is perfect. They can try. They can do their absolute best. When someone presents a path that they believe is perfect, someone will come along and say that there's a better path. It's just science. It's law. It's like, I want to be the fastest, the strongest, the mentally toughest, mentally smartest, hardest working, and I can't be that person I want to be. I want to be like Alexander the Great, Mike Tyson, Khabib Nurmagomedov, which is controversial, but it's true. This man, Khabib, in the bloodiest sport in the world, never bled. He lost 2 rounds in the UFC. 2. And people say he's not the GOAT. That's what I mean when I say that even the most perfect person in the world will get torn down. People will find a way to to take down your personal. Goddamn, dude. There's so many cars. And I struggle with the fact that physically I'm no better. I'm the least physical person in my family. There's so many people in my family. There's people in med school, business school that are making millions of dollars now. Someone ran a marathon. Someone's training for an Ironman. And they're not as physically gifted as they are mentally gifted and spiritually gifted, which is something else I struggle with. This is a video about myself, so I'll tell you, I am agnostic-ish. I do believe in a God. I believe that He is here, or it's the omnipresent Trinity. But where is He? I had a cross over my door, and I was having a horrible night. And I took my Bible, and I looked up at the cross, and I said, Lord, hear me now. I was crying. I haven't cried since. I was like, please give me a verse. Help me get my life on track. Like Jeremy, like, you can't take from other people. You can't. But Jeremy Lim one day said that he took his Bible and read a Bible verse, and it changed his life. And I thought maybe I could replicate that. And so I had the Bible in my hand, and I opened it to a random page, and it gave me nothing. Or maybe it gave me something, but the verse that it said was, stallions are lustful. Stallions are lustful. And that's what I remember it being. And I tried to look up that verse, and I couldn't find it. But the words, stallions are lustful, have stuck in my mind since then. Because I was so defeated. That means nothing to me. Do I want to be a stallion? Do I not want to be a stallion? Because I don't want to be a stallion if it's lustful, but does not being a stallion, what are you then? What is a stallion? Like a horse? A playboy? But I get uncomfortable in church. I do. I just do. Because I've taken a lot of science classes. There's so many ants in my car. And I just can't see how there's a God. Like, the God that created man. When man created God. And it was an accident that all, like, life on Earth is here. Just the perfect trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of percentage of a chance that any form of life, like all the trees and all the plants, all the grass, anything man-made, you know, is invasive in a sense, because it all came from the ocean. Before the ocean, it was just rock. It was just like Mars. There's nothing there. And trees are as equally, in my opinion, trees are as equal to the trees are as equal to man as man are to trees. They were here first. And it's hard to say, it's hard to like come up and say like, how does that make sense? How does anything like that make sense? But they came out of the ocean before the Tiktaalik did. Fun fact, that's what the animal that crossed the ocean to land barriers. It's called the Tiktaalik. Which I laughed at first, because, you know, it's TikTok, 6'7". But the Tiktaalik came out of the ocean, had a strong neck, strong upper body, and was able to crawl out. It lived near the edge of the water, so it got gills, and the gills became lungs and whatever the hell. And it crawled out of the ocean, and then from there, the sea people, the sea creatures became reptiles, and the reptiles became monkeys, and monkeys became us. And then God appeared. Ooh, God appeared. And I need to see a miracle. I'll give you a hint. My middle name is Thomas. Growing up, my mom called me a doubting Thomas. And I agree to an extent. I barely can trust people. So how can I trust myself to believe that there is a God when he hasn't been there for me? Or maybe he has, and he's just secretly in the background, like, toying with me. Not toying with me. I want so many things in life. I want to meet Jesus. But the reason I still believe in a higher power is because I don't want to not exist. And is it not inherently selfish to want it to live forever? Maybe. But the love that I have for God is the exact same love that I have for my birth mother. I've never met either. Okay. I haven't met my birth mother, and I haven't met God. I have no reason to believe that either exist. I haven't seen either. I've gotten baptized, and I have a birth certificate. Actually, I recently read for the first time my adoption paper. It was just sitting there, and it read that at the time of birth, father was not present, which made me a liability risk or a legal risk for not having a father. And so that's the one thing I know about my dad, is that he wasn't there when I was born. So my mom gave birth alone. And countless possibilities of what could have been the reason for giving me up. Like, she was too young, she was too inexperienced, she didn't have enough money. But I've never gotten to tell her, like, I love her or thank you. But my heart, like, burns with love for her. In the same sense that I love God. I do know that when parents give their kids up for adoption, they get to pick the parents. And so my mom wanted me to be a Catholic because that's the family she gave me to. Sorry. So why do I struggle spiritually? I'm always thinking. I can't not think. Thank you, ADHD. I don't have ADHD because I don't have the H, so it's just ADD, but they got rid of the ADD, so it's not really a thing anymore. And I have it. And I might also have autism. I might also have other mental shit. But it's none of it is, maladaptive. Maladaptive means harmful to your daily struggles. Harmful to your daily life. I've never truly, I think, loved anyone. Like, you can love your mom. You can love your birth mom. You can love your adoptive mom. You can love your father and your sister and your brother and your cat and your dog, your fish, your hamster. But to love another person with the intent of living your entire life together scares me. And I push people away. I push friends away. I push girls away. I'm not gay. Let me tell you that. I'm not gay. But I keep so much of myself, like, hidden inside my heart, my soul, and whatnot, that, 40 minutes? I don't put myself out there, so how was someone supposed to come up to me and just, like, know that I'm the one? How are they just supposed to see me? I have to get out there, but I'm scared to get out there, so it's a little paradoxical in the sense that I'll never meet that person because I will never put myself out there. And I tried to build myself up to look presentable. And I think that in doing so, I have made myself physically presentable, but not mentally or social. And there's like this one triangle. Well, let me look it up. some psychology shit. The triangle of human? I have no reception. Okay. Not the hierarchy of needs. It's different. Basically, there's this triangle, and it goes social, physical, and mental. Hierarchy of needs is also important, but basically it's like all three parts of the triangle have to be harmonious within their self. And so by working out all the time and running and playing a lot of sports, trying to build myself up physically, and then doing all my homework and schoolwork and getting good grades, good A's, I've neglected the third one, which is sociability, to the sense that it's out of line. I can't talk to people that long. Don't let this YouTube video fool you. I can't speak that long. I'll simply run out of things to say. Or I'll just talk about depressing stuff. And that worked one time. I'll never try it again. It actually worked a couple times. Really, I mean, it's weird-ish. Like, sometimes I'll talk to girls, and one time I mentioned that I was on antidepressants, and she was like, oh my god, what kind? And we had different ones, but after that moment, she liked me more. Maybe that's because she related to me a little more. I liked her. She was nice. You want to hear what she sounds like? If this demonetizes me, I don't care. Music is special to me. I have no service. God damn it. Did I spell it wrong? I must have. Oh, it's because I was offline. Oh. That's not it. It only has songs that are offline. Okay. Do I not care about it? Not important. What is important is you, viewer. Dear viewer, how the hell are you watching this right now? I love you. And thank you so much for listening. Ant story. I told you I would talk about these damn ants. So in the summer, I didn't drive much. I bought this electrical scooter, and I got around on the electrical scooter. And I looked like an idiot, jackass, asshole. But I didn't care, because my back hurt a lot. And I've retired the scooter for now. But basically, I did not drive a lot. And I think I had like a piece of food in my car. Ooh, yucky. I'm not that messy of a man that I leave stuff in the car for that often. But I think I had a little piece of an apple that was in... Come here. This thing. And that is my trash can. And so, somehow, ants got in my car. And, sorry. This is for my protection. Ants got in my car, but they didn't get in my car. They didn't get, like, in my car. I think they were attracted by this food, and then they got in the inner linings of my car. And I did not know this. So for about a month, these ants were colonizing in my car, and it was really unnerving. I got in my car. I was going to church, and I got in my car, and some white crust fell And I didn't think about it. I did not think. I was like, that was weird. That's weird. I wonder why that is. And I got in my car and I started driving. There's like these ants. There's so many ants around. Like, look right here. There's another ant. But there was like a lot of ants. Hundreds of ants. I could make another movie about that. It would have to be like billions of ants, though. But all these ants were colonizing in my car. They were making a little hill. And I'm like, there's so many ants in here. Where are these ants coming from? So I open this door, my side door. And on the edge, the outline of my car was about 100 ants running down the side. And down here were another 100. And on the bottom was another 100. And where the car like locks and unlocks that little metal piece, there was a bunch of this white shit. And it was disgusting and unnerving. And I think a lot of people might have seen my visceral reaction when I looked at it, because I went, "Holy fuck, ants!" And where I was in an Aldi park. No, where was I? It was after church. I went to Aldi parking lot. It was Aldi parking lot, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" And I had to run and get this. And then I was like, well, maybe they're not on my side. They were on every door. Every door, there was a million ants. There were people walking down, so I might have to stop. I'm in the fucking zone right now. Let me tell you that. And every door, there was a million ants. And I was like, oh my God, this is the most disgusting, unnerving thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I went and I got this. I highly recommend it because it worked. And I sprayed all these ants. I felt horrible, kind of, but not really at the same time. I just killed so many ants. And I still killed them since then. That was the ant story. I'm back online, by the way. I guess I'm not back online. What the hell? It's a French song, dude. Parfait. I got it. Okay. Do not rat me out, but this is what she sounded like every time I talked to her. Nope, I almost had it. Do not rat me out, YouTube. This is her. I've got to wait a little bit, but that's what she sounded like. So yeah, that's how you know she was pretty. She was beautiful. And she just got me, like I was saying earlier. I didn't have to talk much. I don't want to bore you with talking about her, but because I know most of you guys are dudes watching this video. Maybe. Do you know what I got waiting for me at home? A crock pot of chicken. I've never used a crock pot before. It's my first time. I put 2 chickens in it. I put 3/4, no, what did it say? I put a cup of water ish, because it's called for 3/4 cup. But then if you're going to shred it, you need to put another 1/4 of water into it. So I put like a cup of water in it. 2 chickens that were seasoned with salt, pepper, paprika, and garlic, and rubbed that on. And I put it in the crock pot and I left it. And I went to go work out. I came back, shredded it, and then that's it. And next time, I'm going to put a lot more chicken in it. I'm going to put more chicken. I'm going to put more spices. I'm going to put more vegetables at the bottom. And it's going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. in my tummy. Hopefully. What do I fear most in life? Death. No. I don't fear death. I fear the idea of death. If I don't have a son. Once I, God willing, get a son or daughter, then I could die happily. And then I could just do all the drugs and stuff that I want. Because as long as I'm in their life for 10 years, that's better than what I got. That's not true at all. Please don't clip that. But what I mean in saying that I would be there when my kids are born, that I will be a better father than my own father. Fact. My father sucked. I don't know. What do you... Up north, what do people up north do when they don't want to have a son anymore? If I was born in August, January, February, March, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. How does pregnancy work again? If I have to go back 3 months, or forward 3 months? September, October, November. So I was like a November-ish baby. Up north, yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Thanksgiving time. It was like early November. Maybe the Bears won a game. Spoiler alert, I'm from Chicago. But I'm a great person. I can say that with a wholehearted heart. But I doubt myself. I doubt my abilities. And what is good about like religion and stuff is that you can get into a rhythm, a very good rhythm. You know, wake up, take 10 minutes to yourself and just pray. I can do spiritual stuff to you, man. Comment down below, what's your favorite food? My favorite food, the reason I'm looking over my shoulder is because there's a car parked next to me and people are being let out. And I don't want to be seen. My favorite food is, why am I red? Spaghetti. It might be spaghetti. My favorite color is red. And I was in class and the teacher, as an icebreaker, was like, well, everyone go around the room and say what your favorite color is. And when you say your favorite color, describe something that is in relation to your color. So like, for example, my favorite color is the autumn colors or whatever. Fucking ants. And I'm a great person, okay? I might have just slapped that ant and called it a bad word, and I resent myself for that. I'm sorry, he's gone. I reduced him to atoms. Or her. What was I saying? Oh, colors. And I was the second person to go. The first person gave a decent answer and was like, I like the color gray, like the color of the sky when there's thunder clouds that come down. And then I was like, I'm gonna make this a joke, kind of, and maybe I'll get a couple chuckles. Didn't get any chuckles, but I said my favorite color is red, like Clifford the Big Red Dog. And I gave like a little awkward smile. I was like, Clifford the Big Red Dog, and the teacher was like, oh, okay, I like that, which obviously means he didn't like it. And then every single person after me related it to nature. Like, they were like, I love the color orange, like the color of the trees that turn back in my hometown when it's fall. I love the color silver, or like some shit. And I like the color purple, like the flowers that grow in my grandmother's yard. Like, oh my God, insufferable. Making me look horrible. Why am I getting tomato? I'm not even getting that mad. I have 5 more minutes until I'm done. Holy fuck! The Cubs are up 16-2. It was 2-1 earlier, and I was worried we were going to lose. The Cubs are going to go all the way, baby. You know what I want? I want a Pete Crow Armstrong number 52 jersey. Let me tell you, I have a number 4 Pete Crow Armstrong jersey. So if I ask my parents, hey, for Christmas, can you get me a Pete Crow Armstrong jersey that says 52 on the back of it, so I can LARP having a 52 Pete Crow Armstrong jersey? They would be like, why the hell would you want that? And let me tell you, I was at a Cubs game, and I was walking, a Cubs game, but it wasn't in Chicago. And I was walking around, and I had my PCA jersey on the back, and the back of it has the number 4. And then I see this girl, beautiful, blonde, and she has a 52 PCA jersey. And I'm like, that is what I want. I want that 52 jersey. It would not. I didn't want her. I wanted the jersey. I have nothing to talk about. UFC, Kai Asakura fight week. If you don't watch UFC and you don't care about the UFC, and it's so bloody, it's so horrible to watch, then don't watch Kai Asakura, because this guy's the bloodiest man. I'm just kidding, he's not that bloody. In Japan, he was the number 1, like, welterweight. He was a little skinny boy. And he was just beating everyone up. I think it was Rizin, whatever the hell. He was destroying everyone. No one could beat him. And then he comes to the UFC, and everyone's hyping him up, and he gets a title shot, and he gets choked out. He gets choked out by arguably the second greatest flyweight of the world, Pantoja. Second greatest, behind Mighty Mouse. And then he fights again, he loses. And so everyone's written him off. He's like, he's done, no one cares about him. And he went up a weight class to his original weight class that he was in Rizin. And he's fighting this weekend. He's on a 1-fight win streak. If he can put together some wins, and he might be a problem in bantamweight. Flyweight, bantamweight. He might be a problem in bantamweight. Because flyweight was not his original weight class. Bantamweight was. And he had to change so that he can get the title shot, because the flyweight division was so boring like 2 years ago. Because Pantoja just beat everyone. They were like, hey, Asakura, do you want a title shot? You gotta cut to flyweight, though. Anyways, this guy's fighting this weekend, and he hopefully will just knock the socks off the guy he fights, and he wins. Bad thing about it, if this is your first ever UFC weekend, the main card starts at 5 a.m. The prelims start at 2 a.m. So, unless you're staying up the Friday night before and it's 2 a.m. and you're like, I'm just going to not sleep tonight and then watch the UFC there, I would recommend waking up around 6 in the morning. Or 7 in the morning. Not a joke. But, you know, Central Time, Eastern Time. I can imagine, dude, if you lived in California, it would be like 3 a.m. the main card starts. And that's what some people in Britain do. The main event, the main card, whatever, Khabib Nurmagomedov's cousin versus Song Yadong. And the Nurmagomedov is going to win. I got 10 seconds. I'm really surprised no one's left. It went really long. Did it not? Anyways, guys, that's me just talking about myself for an hour. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe. Don't share me with people. Keep me niche. I don't want people to know who I am. I do at the same time, but I need to grow without people talking to people that I know, because then they would be weird. And this is a very personal video, so please just like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite food is. And I will see you guys in the next one. Maybe. Also, I can't do drunk videos, dude. I get drunk and then I can't do them. Like the Godzilla one, I posted that one. I deleted 2 other ones, dude. I'm getting personal here. I had like a 2 cut water, 2 Zen challenge, and I fell asleep in the middle of it. I'm like, I can't do this. Anyways, that's me. It's me. I just talked for an hour, and hopefully you were entertained, and hopefully you love me. I love you guys. And wear your seatbelt, and drink water, and work out. Talk to someone you love. Tell them you love them. And have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.